Imagine this. You're at a private retreat in the mountains when an ATV ride goes wrong. A friend flips their vehicle, gets pinned, and blood starts pouring out fast. They're struggling to breathe. You reach for your phone. No service, no EMS coming anytime soon. In that moment, you have two choices. One, stand there, hoping someone else knows what to do. Two, step forward, knowing exactly what to do. Which version of yourself do you want to be? By the end of this 10-minute talk, Matt Nealon will give you the skills to step up and save a life. Matt is the program director and founder of EMTS Academy in Texas, training EMTs and paramedics for 25 plus years. He and his team have taught over 4,000 people life-saving skills, taking them from zero to hero. He trains an EMT in 4 months and paramedics in 12 months. Today, you'll get 16 months of training in just 600 seconds. His talk is titled, Be Your Own First Responder, the 3 life-saving skills everyone must know. Please help me welcome Matt Nealon. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Every year, there are 43 million EMS calls in the United States. EMS stands for Emergency Medical Services. Even in big cities like Austin or Phoenix, there are only about 30 to 50 ambulances at any given time. I've been there when there are no ambulances available, and that's during regular times. That doesn't include ice storms and hurricanes and floods. The average EMS response time is 7 minutes in urban areas and 14 minutes in rural areas. You can bleed to death in 2 to 5 minutes. You could bleed to death before I finish this talk. Genius Network member Sachin Patel said, "You are the doctor of the future." I'm going to tell you that you must be your own first responder. When the poop hits the fan, you need a plan. And so the plan is I'm going to tell you what first aid kit I would give my family and friends. This is not the first aid kit with Band-Aids and alcohol preps and tweezers. This will save a life, sometimes called the trauma first aid kit. Proper training takes time. This takes 16 months. I can't make everybody an expert in here just from one 10-minute talk. The first thing that you need to do is you need to make sure the scene is safe from fire, from weather, from shootings, or even traffic. Ouch. What you won't learn, you're not going to learn CPR, you're not going to learn how to use a defibrillator, and you're not going to learn the Heimlich or even the Heimlich. So what will you learn? You're going to learn how to use a tourniquet, chest seal, and wound packing. So the first thing we need to do is we need to stop the bleeding. Every red blood cell carries oxygen. Every red blood cell that we lose more oxygen, and that's why people die when they bleed to death. First thing you're going to need is a tourniquet. This is a specific tourniquet. This is a CAT tourniquet, C-A-T, not like dog, but cat. This is used to control serious bleeding to the arms or legs. This compresses the blood vessels to stop the bleeding. What we're looking for are serious bleeds, not a capillary bleed from shaving your face, okay? This is bright red blood that's pulsing, spurting, or steadily bleeding from the wound, an amputation of the arm or leg, clothing that's becoming soaked with blood, or bright red blood that's pooling on the ground. You want to apply it 2 to 3 inches above the wound. You want to avoid putting it on the elbow or the knee. So here's a quick demonstration. This is at 3 times the speed. So you're going to put the buckle through the loop, the strap through the loop, and then you need to push down the buckle. What you're trying to do is make a perfect circle around there. Don't spend too much time doing this, but that's what gets the tourniquet tight. So you're going to make a circle, and then you're going to tighten the windlass, the little rod there. Won't they lose the limb? No. Does a tourniquet hurt? Yes. Pain is temporary, death is permanent. You may have to hurt them to save them, and you may need to tell them that. I'm going to hurt you, but I'm going to save your life. Can you remove it once the bleeding stopped? No. What if one tourniquet doesn't stop the bleeding? You're going to put a second tourniquet on, right next to the other one. What if you don't have a tourniquet, or you don't have enough tourniquets? You can do wound packing. So serious bleeding and no tourniquet, do wound packing. What about improvised tourniquets? I don't recommend them, and The reason is because you need about 3 inches of webbing to compress the blood vessels enough. So some people say, can I use a shoelace? No. So what is wound packing? It's exactly what it sounds like. You are taking a material and shoving it down in a wound. You can wound pack the arms or the legs. You can wound pack junctional areas. The junctional areas are any place where the head, the arms, or the legs connect to the body. You can even pack the buttocks, okay? All jokes aside. So what should you use? You can use regular gauze, combat gauze, which combat gauze is a specialized type of gauze that has a chemical on it to promote clotting. You can use a towel, maybe Towelly. And you can also use your Genius Network t-shirt, truly. And so what you want to do is you want to get your fingers down in the wound, and you're going to put that material down in the wound. That is what's going to stop the bleeding. And then you're going to hold that compression for 3 minutes. So here's an example. Again, this is at 3 times the speed. You just start shoving the cloth down in there. You kind of want to look and see if you can see where the bleeding's coming from, and put the material in there first. After packing, you're going to wrap the wound with a tight pressure dressing. This is kind of like an ACE wrap, and I'll show you that. That's in the first aid kit that I'm recommending. I don't make any money off of this first aid kit. You cannot pack the chest or abdomen. We have lungs and all this other stuff. You don't pack chest or abdomen. What about chest injuries, though? Well, air enters the lungs through the nose and mouth. Thank you, Jason, for showing us that exercise, right? But what happens when we have a chest injury is if we have a hole here and all of a sudden I try and breathe, the air may be going in and out here. So I have to stop that from going in here so that it goes back to going in through my nose and mouth. A hole in the chest could allow air straight into the lungs. And it's not going into the lungs, it's around the lungs. If there's a hole in the chest, use a chest seal. We're going to recommend the Hyphen Vent Chest Seal. This is the same thing that they recommend to the military. Put a chest seal on any open wound in the chest. Sometimes people wonder, well, what's the chest, what's the abdomen? It doesn't matter. If you have it from here to here and you have a hole, put a chest seal on it. So here's an example of the chest seal. You pull it out of the package. There's a little gauze. You're going to wipe away any oil, debris, blood, anything, and then you're going to put this big sticker right over the wound. Again, this is 3 times the speed. Now, they usually give you 2 chest seals in a pack because if you get shot in the chest, you may have an entrance and an exit wound. So you're going to need to cover both of those holes. What if I run out of chest seals? Well, you can use the wrapper from the chest seal. What you need is anything that's occlusive. Occlusive means air won't go through it. So if you think about something like a Ziploc bag or a saran wrap, maybe even a bag of chips. If you're Evan, sorry, what?
Let's go.
Does it have to be a brand name? No. If you're Evan, you might use your Dorito bag. Maybe he's taken this class before.
Hey, I hope you're enjoying this video, and I want to let you know that I have a new book that's come out, and if you'd like to get it absolutely free, there's a link below in the description, or you can wait till the end of this video, or you can simply go to joesfreebook.com and you can get a copy there.
So if the patient's condition worsens and you put a chest seal on, go ahead and remove that. What if the person who needs help is you? That's a great question. The Navy SEALs say 2 is 1 and 1 is none. What does that mean? If 2 people know what to do and I fall out, I pass out, then you might know what to do, right? Or if I only have 1 tourniquet but I left it in my car and you have your tourniquet, then we can do something, right? So have a backup plan. You should not be the only person who is trained on this. You should train your friends and family. We travel through rural Texas. My wife and my daughter are both EMTs. If something happens to me, I'm in good shape, right? So we went through a lot of stuff really fast. Let's do a quick recap. You must be your own first responder. Tourniquets go on the arms or legs. They're going to go 2 to 3 inches above the injury. They go on the chest or back. If in doubt, cover the hole. Wound packing can go on the junctional areas, the shoulders, and the buttocks. It can also be used on extremities. And fill and pack the wound. And never pack the chest or abdomen. So how do you become your own first responder? This is the call to action. Buy several emergency kits. You want one for your home, your car, your RV, your boat, Joel's houseboat, right? Here's the one I recommend. There is an Amazon link. Again, I make no money off of this. You're welcome to take a picture of this. I have another link where it's a little bit bigger. But the reason I want you to get this one, it's got a CAT tourniquet. It's got that ACE wrap that I talked about. That's what the ETD is, emergency trauma dressing. It has gauze, and it's in an S roll. That doesn't really matter, but that is what you use to pack the wound. There's the hyphen, chest seal, and then nitrile gloves. If you're looking on Amazon, a lot of these look alike. When I was looking at this, even I had it up on one monitor and I couldn't find the right one. So make sure you're using that link. North American Rescue is the company that supplies the US military with all of their tourniquets. So that's who I would recommend going through, either Amazon or North American Rescue. Be aware of imitations. There are knockoffs out there, and they could be cheaper, they could be more expensive. And the problem is when you go to tighten that tourniquet, either the webbing inside there will break, or the windlass itself, that's that little stick that you tighten with, can break. They've had fire departments who bought these things off of Amazon or wherever, and they were knockoffs, and people can die from this. So don't go cheap on this. Go with a reputable company that has been doing this for the military for many, many years. And the last thing is you need to take additional training, CPR, stop the bleed, and first aid. So what I would do is Google any of these in my area. That'll get you to where you need. And then you need to carry your kit in the car with you. I want you to imagine that you came across an accident where somebody's hurt. There's an ATV. And now, instead of being afraid and not knowing what to do, you feel confident. You know what to do. You are empowered to take action and help somebody. The right tools and the right training at the right time is going to make a huge difference in your life and those who you come across. My hope for you is that you never have to use this. But if you do, you will feel confident enough to take action and move forward and help somebody. I want you to go out there, explore the world, stay safe, and have fun.
Okay, I hope you found that video awesome and useful. So if you want to get a free copy of my book, I want you to click here. And if you want to watch some more videos that'll be useful and awesome, click here. Go ahead. You're over here. Do it now. Come on. Thank you. Watch them.